Sister Wives star Janelle Brown pursues spiritual release to end Kody's karmic connections. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown wants to cut all ties with her former husband, Kody Brown. Janelle announced her separation from Kody in December 2022. However, since the two were never legally married, she doesn't exactly consider herself divorced yet. But after ending their 29-year-old spiritual marriage, Janelle believes that a release will give her a fresh start during the February 2nd, 2025 episode of Sister Wives Season 19. Janelle heads out on a road trip with Christine Brown and her husband, David Woolley. During the trip, the former sister wives reflect on their past polygamous dynamic. Janelle takes the opportunity to bring up Meri Brown's spiritual divorce or a release from her marriage with Kody through their church. Later on, in a confessional, Janelle expresses that she has also been considering a spiritual release. However, she admitted that she didn't even know who to call for it in the same episode. Kody shared that he didn't feel the need to get a spiritual divorce from Meri and Christine. But the Brown family patriarch noted that he feels some kind of karmic connection with Janelle that needs to be addressed. Janelle and Christine dismissed the notion that she needed to sleep with another man to end her spiritual marriage to Kody, a belief that Kody's only remaining wife, Robyn Brown, has talked about. Later in a confessional, Christine jokes that J4 Years Sister Wives fans watched as Robyn used her relationship with Meri to her advantage. 5 asked Meri to divorce Kody so he could adopt her kids legally. Robyn also, at one point, offered to be a surrogate for Meri. Their friendship never seemed real. What it felt like was Meri trying to align herself with the fourth and favorite wife just so Kody might notice her. That isn't a real friendship. Are Meri Brown and Robyn Brown still sister wives? During her visit to the Tamron Hall show, Meri made it very clear she is no longer a sister wife to Robyn or any of the other ex-wives. The mother of one also shared an update on her relationship with Kody. The duo doesn't talk unless they have to. And according to Meri, their friendship is going well. She is grieving the fact that their divorce isn't friendly, as she believed it would be. But what was she expecting from a man who loves to play the victim? Robyn has revealed she is also hurt by Meri leaving. In the newest episode she shared, "Soon after Meri moved, I reached out to her and I said, the next time you're in town, let's hang out. Let's go do something." And she very directly said, "I don't know how to be friends with my ex-husband's wife, and that was really hard for me." However, Meri was willing to put in the work, recalling, at that point, "I did not know how to be a friend with my ex-husband's wife. And I think that there are a lot of convibat in the end. She didn't trust Robyn enough," she noted. "I'm not convinced that she would be fully honest with me. And I'm not convinced that the things I would say to her, she would be very happy with." Sister Wives, why wasn't Meri Brown trusted with Coyote Pass? Sister Wives, Season 19, has discussed how Meri Brown got the short end of the stick when Kody Brown was dividing up Coyote Pass. Mainly, it was a big source of contention that she couldn't have certain plots. When Christine Brown Woolley sold her portion, Meri had a much smaller legal claim to the land. What was the reason Janelle, Christine, Robyn, and Kody Brown didn't trust Meri with Coyote Pass? Sister Wives discusses tricky situations during Sister Wives Season 19. The legal divorce between Kody and Meri Brown was a big discussion. For instance, it brought out that Christine Brown Woolley believed Robyn had been plotting a takeover for years. Likewise, it showed Janelle Brown's confusion with Meri abandoning the legal wife position. Admittedly, Janelle thought Meri was trustworthy enough to fairly care for her. Christine and Robyn in the event something happened to Kody. However, she also, Sister Wives Janelle Brown details son Garrison's final hours before his death. By suicide, the members of the Brown family can still remember the moment their hearts were divided. For Janelle Brown, March 4, 2024, the day before her and ex-Kody Brown's son, Garrison Brown, died by suicide at the age of 25, felt entirely ordinary, having recently relocated to North Carolina to be closer to eldest daughter Madison Brush, Sneelaw, Caleb Brush, and their kids. I was traveling back to Flagstaff. The Sister Wives star reflected on the May 4th episode of the TLC reality series. At the time, she and Arizona-based Garrison were texting all day long, Janelle noted. And this was not unusual because he and I talked probably 3 times a day. In fact, the mom of 6, she and Kody also share Logan Brown, Hunter Brown, Gabriel Brown, and Savona Brown made it a point to respond to all of Garrison's missives. Knew he was struggling, Janelle said of her middle child's battle with anxiety and depression. And I always just picked up the phone and I always make it a point to just talk to him. Their conversation didn't involve anything particularly remarkable. She detailed, it was just, I think he needed the connection. Nor was she particularly alarmed when he stopped responding to her texts. But since she knew he'd been drinking, he would go through periods where he was really good, and then he just would have a binge just as part of the cycle. Janelle explained as, she laid down in bed around 8:30 p.m. She called Logan and Hunter. Because we've tag-teamed. Janelle explained of how the family continued to rally around the Nevada National Guard Staff Sergeant. I said, will you guys see if Garrison will repent to you? Ooh. And so they were on it. Confident her baby was in good hands, they said, Mom, we're on it. We'll just kind of check on him and make sure he's okay. The 55-year-old fell asleep. She could have never imagined the wake-up call she received. Gabriel had found him, Janelle said of Garrison, who died by suicide. He's like, Mom, he's gone. I mean, what do you mean? He said, He's dead. He killed himself. The moments that followed were largely a blur. I don't remember the next few minutes. Janelle admitted of her shock, but I got in the car and drove. She made her way to Garrison's home, calling daughter Maddie along the way. And at some point, members of their expansive family began to rally around her. I called Janelle. Meri recounted on the May 4th episode devoted to Garrison's passing. I said, I'm stopping. I'm getting food and I'll be over in a little bit. I didn't know what else to do. 'Cause, as a family, they'd fought with every fiber of their beings to avoid this type of outcome. He had anxiety and depression. Janelle explained to her younger sister Carrie of Garrison's mental health struggles. And then he started drinking as a way to sort of soothe that. Instead, she continued, it became the animal he couldn't get a hold of, though she and the rest of the brood did their best to wrap their arms around him. We knew he was in a bad place, said Janelle. We were doing everything we could for him, but he just couldn't get on top of it. As their grief began to replace the shock, Kody and Janelle went about the business of burying their baby boy. Kody and I decided that we would cremate him, Janelle detailed. I knew that that's what he wanted, so we did that. And that way it gives us the opportunity to have the funeral in a better time of year. His final resting place is on the family's plot in Wyoming. He loved it there, said Janelle, so it felt appropriate. In this, she and her former husband were in lockstep. I remember sitting there with Janelle and I was just going, hey, I really just want to take my boy home. He reflected in the episode. And so I said, let's take him back to Wyoming and let's bury him next to Grandma Cheryl. We just totally agreed that would be the right thing. As Garrison's family mourns his tremendous loss, keep reading to familiarize yourself with the why. Kody Brown's sister wives' behavior with Robyn is absurd. Leave it to Kody Brown to alienate his only remaining wife. The sister wives star has been floundering since his first divorce got underway, and he's never really recovered. For the last few seasons, viewers have watched him turn into an angry and bitter man. And for the most part, he has been taking his feelings out on Robyn Brown. But the latest episode showed Kody acting ridiculous as he jeopardized his last marriage. Kody Brown is being dramatic on sister wives usually. When you take your wife out on a Valentine's Day date, you try to be a little more positive than the rest of the year. Kody, though, instead of enjoying the love of his life, he upped the conversation with a dramatic flair that even Robyn struggled to embrace. Over 14 months, he's dealt with 3 divorces, and he opened up 2 cameras. Kody noted, "My church isn't a cult. It's hard to get into and easy to get out of, but marriage is its own cult. I don't want to disparage marriage, but it is easy to get into and it is hard to get out of." During their dinner, Kody told his 4th wife, It's hard not to be bitter about the fact that I bought off on it and did it because, in the end, in the last moments of it, it felt terrible. I'm like, literally bitter sometimes. Kody revealed he is not ready to put his heart back out there. I don't want to be flippant with my answer because we were devoted to this, but I'm not interested in plural marriage anymore. Don't want to pursue another woman because I don't want that headache. The questions, the struggles, the wonder about trust. I'm not in that space. Sister Wives Kody Brown just shared Robyn Brown is his soulmate.